I know the show, the productivity of the show, the goodness of the show, all relied on the Defeat Road Heat Challenge and him chasing Bruno Sammartino. But you know what? We're going to keep going anyway because we are the Essential Wrestling Podcast.
Hey, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 32. This is our first ever KO Mania episode. This is our first ever AJ Styles at WrestleMania episode. This is our, the death of the Divas Championship, but the birth of the Women's Championship and the Women's Evolution episode. This is Shane McMahon jumping off Hell in a Cell. And I guess most importantly, to come out of it, John DeConnie, I'm staring at you right now. This is the episode where you became the first ever Pro Wrestling Pick'em champion by way of Roman Reigns defeating Triple H. Living legend John DeConnie, how are you today, pal?
Very good, very good. It hurts my heart a little to know that if you had just picked more with your head and less with your heart, I wouldn't have that title. But I do appreciate it.
I didn't think I was going to be making. I made some pretty random picks. I picked Jericho to beat Styles. That happened. I don't think anybody else did. I got a couple extra points there. I probably shouldn't have. I didn't think I was going to be there at the end. John Smith, do you remember how you did at that WrestleMania? As far as points wise or anything?
Not entirely, no. But I know that I wasn't stupid enough to pick Triple H to beat Roman Reigns.
I was hoping I'd get one more plaque to join these two. I know I'm missing WrestleMania 25, but those are the times you walked in and out as champion. I was hoping to add another one if you beat Roman Reigns at 32, but oh well. Today's episode, we have Raquel Gonzalez with a statement win on NXT. We had a star-studded AEW with Kenny Omega, Sting, and Shaq. Gary Mehaffy is with us to discuss the NXT UK. The Heritage Cup is actually being defended as a championship. I didn't think that was happening. Apparently, that's going to be a thing now. Ryan Joy will be here with us to discuss everything New Japan, including the three tournament finals this week. There's two tournament finals plus a tournament, a whole program on Saturday night, the Super J Cup. Plus, we're going to preview the North American Wrestling Alliance Jingle Brawl, which is this Saturday. Let me get the graphic up there, Mr. Capone. Make Mr. Capone happy. This Saturday at 7 p.m., down in Daytona Beach, Florida. You can see on Fight TV, NWA, the rebirth, the relaunch of the North American Wrestling Alliance, Jingle Brawl. They're coming Saturday night. So Ron and I will be here to talk about that and some of the matches that will be coming your way with that. Make sure you stay tuned to the end of the show to hear the details on how to win the Jim the Anvil Neidhart autographed picture courtesy of Sideline Sports and WWE memorabilia. We make our picks for this week's upcoming shows, which is you'll see the graphics and the statistics presented by minutestobelltime.com. And these picks are always sponsored by ProWrestlingPick'em.com. Play against your friends, play against the universe. And to steal the quote from that Frank Thomas commercial, and guys, she'll like it too. We're going to main event the show with those picks for TLC, big tables, ladders, and chairs WWE event this Sunday. But we're going to curtain jerk the show with last Saturday's Impact Plus special, Final Resolution. A lot went on. Kenny Omega was there. He had his Lexus Express bus outside Skyway Studios. But John DeConnie in the main event did not feature Kenny Omega. Rich Swann defended the Impact Championship against Chris Bay. I know we talked about it last week. A lot of people thought, all right, these are two X Division guys. This is going to be 95,000 mile an hour match, and there's going to be flippies and jumps. And there was some of that. But this was actually wrestled in a very slow pace and a very world title respectable pace here.
Yeah. I was on Monday with Ryan and made exactly that point that you expected a frenetic pace from two guys that can, pretty much jump out of the building, but it was wrestled very much like a heavyweight title fight. And I'm not sure if that was, obviously it was a conscious decision, because otherwise those two could have just spun like the Tasmanian Devils for 30 minutes and really wowed us. But it was very entertaining nonetheless. And it had its moments where they strung together a couple of high spots and made you remember just how good these two were. But it was a good match back and forth. Bay eventually went for his art of finesse, which Rich blocked simply by doing a handspring. Never saw that before, and certainly did not expect it. And then he hit that pausing side kick to the head, and went for the Phoenix Splash for the 1-2-3. And then afterwards, Moose's music hit. He came down to the ring. He kind of held both belts. And then, and this is one of those things that always confuses me. And obviously, it's somebody didn't give him something to say, something to do. But you come down to the ring, you just kind of hold up the belts, hand the title back to Swan, and walk out. Not a word said, not a punch thrown. Message delivered, but it lacked a little bit of pop.
Yeah, Josh Matthews, actually, it seemed like he was the one that actually did the talking for Moose to us over, a message sent to Rich Swann by Moose. He can have the belt anytime he wants it. So, yeah, so Moose is coming after him, and we'll get into it maybe a little bit later on when we talk about what's happening tomorrow night, or tonight, excuse me, on Impact with Kenny Omega showing up, because now Moose is collecting belts as well, and we all know, I guess that's Kenny Omega's thing that he announced last week, sitting in the bus with Callis. So we go from there. There's a lot of different options, opinions, and whatnot. And we'll dive into it a little bit. But also John DeConnie, Jersey, Deonna Purrazzo, again, does Jersey proud. She defended the Knockouts Women's Championship via the crotch pile driver.
Yes. She had a tough time early on. Rosemary hit a Scorpion Death Drop early. Avoided Venus de Milo early, stretched her out with the upside down. But eventually Rosemary would hit the Red Wedding, but Kimberly pulled the ref out. The distraction allowed Deonna to get a pump kick right to the face and hit La Cosa Nostra for the 1-2-3 to retain.
So that's what it's called. It's not a crotch pile driver. It's a gotch pile. That's what I'm thinking. Gotch pile driver. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. I figured I'd leave that one for you. And then afterwards, we had a little.
Deonna, like I said, I think we all had Deonna Purrazzo, with the exception of somebody who lives down in Florida. We yell at him later for betting against Jersey. I believe I flipped him off with the middle finger emoji on text message. But she's gonna have her hands full with Su Yung. She's got stuff going on with she owes the devil his due, so it's still interesting to see what's going to happen when James Mitchell calls in that favor from Deonna Purrazzo and see where that goes. Going back to Kenny Omega, he actually on his little Lex Express bus, Karl Anderson actually had access to that. Bullet Club for life. I guess that's. I guess Gallows and Anderson. I think they're the only two Bullet Club members in Impact right now. But Anderson had access. He sat down with Kenny Omega and Don Callis, and they were saying, we want the old machine gun back. Go whoop Ethan Page in 2 minutes. John Smith, it wasn't exactly 2 minutes, but that was a great match, and Karl Anderson got it done.
Yeah, what was his name on the list? Gunner. Yeah, it was a good match. Nice, nice medium-paced match. They weren't going all crazy all over the ring. Nice rest hold here and there, but very hard hitting, very early '90s style match in my opinion. Pace picked up at the end. Anderson ends up winning, but in 13 minutes, not in 2 minutes. No deceitful means or anything. He got the job done, but it didn't take as quickly as he would have liked. Or as Omega would have liked, and Don Callis, that is.
Yeah, Ethan Page is no slouch. I think they were just trying to fire him up. I don't think they're going to hold it against him that he couldn't beat Ethan Page in 2 minutes. But then afterwards, like I said, they had a little bit of a falling out with Josh Alexander. Ethan Page screaming that everything's going to be okay. He's got a plan. Josh Alexander didn't want to hear it anymore. He's out of excuses. I would be too if I was him, to tell you the truth. You just gambled away our guaranteed rematch. Like, they had the match, and he decided to play with it. And Josh Alexander had enough. Now, I guess in the real world, I guess the rumors were going around. If you're going to get SpongeBob ready for this one, Ethan Page, his contract is up at the end of the year. We still don't know if he's being re-signed or not. Obviously, this show was taped. If you watched the pre-show, you would know that. But I lost SpongeBob there. Ethan Page, his contract's apparently up. I think it'd be fun, even if he signs with AEW, but still lingers around Impact and then turns on him at some point. I think that'd be fun. But I guess, we'll wait to see what happens with that. And then John Smith, I don't know, it has to be for the first time in wrestling history. A man was fighting for his freedom and to elude an attempted murder charge.
Yeah, my man Larry D. He didn't get the job done either, man. He came out. It was an old school match, they call it, old school rules. It was very ECW. Anything goes. All sorts of weapons, cookie sheets, cardboard boxes for some reason because they hurt. It was, and then they went probably about 10 minutes before AC came out, and then there was some double team moves put on Dreamer, and then Bravo comes out to make the save on Dreamer, and he gets squished, but AC ends up going through the table, and overall, Larry D takes a DDT onto the onto the kendo stick or the Singapore cane, should I say? And 1, 2, 3, he's going to jail.
Yeah, you kind of wonder. We're thinking about it. I think we all picked Larry D. I think Tyler was the only one that went out on a limb and picked Tommy. And you're thinking about it more like, okay, what exactly is Impact Jail here? So, where exactly are they taking him? Like, is he going to be like in a cage like the old TNA dancers used to be, like way back when? Dancing around. Who knows what's going to happen, Larry D? And then I said the exclamation point on it. It was Asa Romero doing his Darth Vader impersonation. No, and I found out that Padme died. But so I guess we'll find out what happens. Now it's Dreamer can go back to being a sheriff, and AC and Larry D, is now in jail for shooting Johnny Bravo. But to be continued, like I said, Larry D, he's saying he was put up to it or he was set up like this. I don't think this is over yet. I don't think Rosemary's out of the woods yet. So we'll see what happens there. Let me just check this real quick. There we go. Ryan's chiming in minutes to bell time. Larry D in a shark cage. AC fights for his freedom. I like it. There we go. We haven't seen a shark cage since Jericho, right? I brought that up. Well, Jay's probably bring it up later, too, if you really need to, because the last time Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens fought, Jericho was in a shark cage. Even more depressing news.
If they kept him in a shark cage, like every episode, that he's just in a shark cage at all times.
Yeah. Then even more depressing news that as we mentioned at the top of the show, the Defeat Row Heat Challenge is over. TJB came out as an alter ego Manic. We have mentioned Manic here on a couple of occasions, and Manic got the job done. Let's see what it then actually. Oh wait, no, I think I skipped something here. Nope. Wow. Anyway, TJP got the roll-up win, but this is the end. This is where Rohit Roju. He ends with 4. He tied Eddie Edwards. Eddie Edwards had the open challenges once he regained at Slammiversary. He was doing open challenges every week. And then new to the list, we threw Jordan Devlin on there. You're going to be seeing this list come back up. Obviously, I have a graphic changed, and Gary and I will be talking about Jordan Devlin going forward with his open challenges over. And I got a funny feeling that's going to be a long one. So we'll keep you posted with that. Eric Young defeated Rhino with the hockey mask. Cody Deaner came out, turned on his cousin. It was kind of random that, I don't know. Eric Young smiled. Maybe, Cody Deaner screamed that he wasn't, I'm not a nobody. Maybe he actually, you can't beat him, join him mentality, and he'll go with Eric Young and Joe Doring. Tennille and Caleb with a K defeated the Edwards after Sammy Callahan did that ICU thing distraction. So Tennille got the pin on that one. And then so good that they had to play it twice. Hernandez defeated Fallah Bahh with the Supernex splash. After the match, Kiera Hogan was refereeing, and Tasha Steelz was doing the ring announcing. Hernandez wants his money back. They don't have it, so he pulled knives out on him. Impact will be Impact. They're going from one murder charge to somebody running around with knives chasing women for money. So this is where we ended with our picks. Tyler shot out of a cannon, 8-1. Tyler, he was with Rohit Raju on this. That was with his only loss. He had Rohit Raju retaining and continuing the challenge streak. But he did pretty well. But if I see this correctly, John Smith won the night with 15 points. John Smith, you've come a long way since Slammiversary, going 1 and whatever it was.
Yeah, I've said it a few times now. I'm starting to really enjoy Impact. I would even go as far to say as I enjoy it more than AEW. So, wow. I'm starting to get hooked. Finally, after 15 years they've been around, 20 years.
So switching gears, they do have a couple matches announced for tonight. We will get to them quickly. Last Tuesday, Rosemary and Ty Valkyrie, they advanced by defeating Deonna Purrazzo and Kimberly. So they're going to get right back at it. They are going to be facing Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz. Again, this isn't a very intriguing matchup. Rosemary and Ty have a tough road to become champion, and this is their second step. John DeConnie, as our senior Impact correspondent, what do you got?
I'm gonna go with Steelz and Hogan. I think they're probably one of the two favorites to win this to begin with. Plus, I think Ty and Kimberly did a little pushing and shoving at the end of that Knockouts title match at the Impact Plus special there, Final Resolution. So I got a feeling maybe she gets involved. Kimberly comes down maybe close in the match. So give me Steelz and Hogan.
All right, John Smith. That's one way they can, but then they can go the other way. And Hernandez is pissed right now. He doesn't give up so easily.
Yeah, that's true. But I picked them to win this whole tournament, so I'm going to stick with them. I'm going with Hogan and Steelz.
Yeah, I'm going to go Hogan and Steelz too. This is Jersey. Like I said, I know I had Deonna last week. I wanted a Jersey versus Jersey this week. But yeah, I'm not going against Tasha. I want those two. I think that'd be great. Bringing back the NXT Knockouts Tag Team Championships. This guy Manic, who ruined Rohit's streak here, his defeat Rohit challenge. I believe this is a non-title match. He's going to be going up against Chris Bay, who's fresh off an absolutely a tough loss. Tough weekend. He actually did make it to the semifinals of the Super J Cup. So close, but yet so far away for Chris Bay. John Smith, who do you got in this one?
The fact that it's non-title makes me feel like Chris Bay is going to win, but I think somehow Manic wins it and Chris Bay gets screwed over by somebody somehow. All
right, John DeConnie.
Yes, same idea here. Non-title screams Bay to me, but yeah, you can have your champ losing right after he takes the title, so give me Manic.
Yes, I'm going to go Chris Bay because the reason why he's going to lose is that we were talking about in pre-production. Rohit Raju is absolutely furious right now. He is blowing up Twitter, getting disrespect. He's out of control right now, and he's upset. And if anybody is going to cost Manic that match, it will be Rohit Raju. So I will go with Chris Bay. The Machine Gun Karl Anderson that we talked about before, he's going to be right back at it. Chris Saban and Alex Shelley, this is the third part of their process, right? They defeated Triple XL, then last week Saban got the win over Josh Alexander. This week, I guess, the next step is the Tag Team Championships. Doc Gallows, excuse me. He is not cleared to return, I guess, from whatever injury that Ethan Page gave him. But Chris Saban, this is going to be intense. This is going to be absolutely great. I would probably come out swinging with this one, John DeConnie, just like they did last week with Chris Saban.
Yeah, I think these two will have an excellent match. But geez, I really, this whole whatever happened to Gallows, I'm assuming it probably was a quarantine issue that they had to film 10 weeks and put it in the can while he had to miss 10 days. So I don't really know where they're going with this, but.
That's the problem when you tape stuff 7 months in advance. If the guy is out for a day or whatever it is, he misses freaking.
Yeah, he misses
until July. John Smith, who do you got in this?
I think the North's going to get involved in this, and I think Saban wins.
Both of them are just one here? Because, like I said, this is. You think that Ethan Page tries to make some amends here?
Yeah, one or both. I don't know. I'm still new to it.
Yeah. I'm not betting. I don't bet against Chris Saban, but I said if Kenny Omega is the one that's in Karl Anderson's ear right now, and Don Callis, and if he's going to be a part of this whole thing, Bullet Club's for life here. So I'm sure if Adam Cole walked through that door, they'd welcome him back with open arms too. But but I don't like betting against Chris Saban. He's my boy. And then we have a match in the women's division. It's the last match we're going to pick here. We got Alicia Edwards and Tennille Dashwood, and stemming from Saturday night's fallout. As I said, Sami Callihan got involved. Wasn't really the cleanest of victories. Tennille Dashwood got the spotlight kick in for the victory. They're going to get it back out tonight. John Smith?
I'll go with Tennille on this one, just because of Caleb with a K.
That's it. Caleb with a K. Conley with a K, too. His last name spelled with a K, too. It's that John Smith and I were talking about it. Like Caleb with a K. That's my entire life. Because every time hi, my name is Al Karl. It's Karl with a K. I have to do Karl with a K. This guy, he gets my heart, Caleb. So, John Connie.
Yeah, give me Tennille getting it done again. Whether it's Sammy getting involved or Caleb getting involved, I think Alicia has another bad night.
Yeah. Tennille's just a better wrestler too. I'll just go with it just based on that. Then it was announced Kenny Omega, the AEW World Champion, will be there tonight in the Lex Express. Presumably, as I said, Karl Anderson has access to him. I don't know if Josh Matthews will be doing another interview. I don't think he's going to be. I think it's just like last week. Last week he just did the interview, and I'm coming after belts. I like collecting stuff. And then he said he repeated himself on Dynamite. He didn't say anything new on Dynamite that we didn't hear on Impact. But I don't think they're pulling the trigger on anything yet. I think this is going to be another week of just like nothing. Maybe next week they pick it up a little bit.
As long as he does the thing, I'll be all right.
What's that? Yeah, that thing. We haven't seen that thing in a long time. John Smith, anything? Any wild predictions you want to throw out from Kenny Omega tonight?
I don't know. Last week was pretty anticlimactic, so I'm just going to go with something similar.
All right. Sounds good. Gentlemen, we are going to cut you a break here. We are going to bring in Gary Mehaffy early. So go grab some groceries, say hi to some loved ones, and we will talk to you in a bit. Ladies and gentlemen, the icon, Gary Mehaffy. Gary, how's everything going today, pal?
It's going well. Car troubles aside, everything's going well. So. Yeah,
I'm saying car trouble. I think you're broken. You were telling me before I'm having car troubles. I'm picturing you like broken down on the side of the road. It turns out it was just a headlight problem, and the guy still screwed up.
Then I had to get a man to fix. I couldn't even fix it myself.
Yeah. So we're gonna kick things off. I know the first thing on your list is probably the first thing on my list right here. What a debut for the Supernova Sessions! Absolutely incredible. I thought the set was great. I thought the fact that he got a couch for himself and the other guy had to feel on a nothing steel chair. I just thought everything was absolutely perfect for Noam Dar.
It was brilliant. I mean, and he really did come across. It's the perfect setting for him to be the smarmy, sarcastic heel. I mean, he was brilliant. The way he was talking to A-Kid in French and stuff, I was an absolute stitches at. It was brilliant. And like really having go. It was just fantastic. And it made me during this, and I know we'll come to it in a second, but during this Supernova Sessions, it was the first time in a long time something happened and I genuinely went, ha!
Yeah,
I popped in my living room.
Yeah, when he rechristened A-Kid as A-Man, I did the same thing too, but I'm pretty sure you're talking about Tyler Bate.
Yeah, when they were discussing Tyler Bate, I thought, okay, great. And when he came out, I was actually like, oh my goodness, he actually is back. This is great. I thought this is just. I literally sat in my living room with my arms in the air, and for about 10 seconds, and then realized, no, guy, come on, let's just come on. but the whole thing, the Supernova Sessions was just brilliant, and it does have to be said, Noam Dar is amazing on the microphone. He is just fantastic. He's brilliant.
Yeah, I thought he sounded a little awkward in the beginning. I don't know if it was actual nerves I can't imagine with him and the experience that he has that it actually was nerves. Maybe I don't know if he's coming off awkward. On purpose.
I wondered because it was when he was standing at first on his own talking to camera. I thought you don't look very comfy. You're not fully comfortable. But once he got settled and once A-Kid came out and when they started bantering off each other, then he was back in the zone. As you say, he was lying back in the settee. This was just him, like full tilt.
Yeah, and he was right back in the zone, and he was instigating because that's what Noam Dar does, and he actually set up the match between A-Kid and Tyler Bate for the Heritage Cup Championship. So this is their North American Championship, their Intercontinental Champ. Like this is, I guess this is their mid-card thing, and they're going to use an actual like a cup or trophy instead of a belt. It sounds like.
Yeah, it was funny because when the show was on, I'd been out and I was about 10 minutes behind, and then I got your message going, "What?" I was like, "What is happening here?" I was caught up quite quick, but no, it does. It looks as if it's going to be one of these things that they can do the challenge, and it may well be. Maybe they could do it. That Noam Dar keeps bringing all these random challengers for him, and maybe it builds up the Noam Dar getting a shot again at it. It could be one of those things just to work their way to there. So. Yeah,
but let's get to the match here. Real quick before we get to the match, Minutes to Bell time again chiming in. That's a prediction there. Alicia Fox will be the next guest on Supernoja Sessions. That's pretty bold. But yeah, let's get to the match. An absolutely incredible match. It went to 6 rounds, and A-Kid got it done again. So I mean, like he's not only did he go through Noam Dar and Trent Seven and Kenny Williams, and now he just beat Tyler Bate. Like who? My God.
Yeah, because when I saw him come out, I was like, part of me was like, no, they'll have a draw. And I thought, no, we can't have a draw. So he's going to have to win. And I assumed they would put like Tyler Bate over him. And I actually was quite disappointed that might happen, that the thought that might actually happen. And then when they had the match, and the match was just tremendous, like a brilliant technical match and hard hitting as well. And when he won it in the end, when he won it in the 6th round to take it 2-1, I was so pleased because they really are trying to say, okay, he's going to be one of the cornerstones of this brand going forward, and we're making a big statement with him, a big statement.
Yeah. So I get to be continued. Like I said, this is going to be a thing now. The Heritage Cup will be defended. And I thought it was just going to be a once-a-year thing because they have the little name plates on the bottom, kind of like the Stanley Cup. You put in everybody's name that wins it. Maybe they could do that with all the winners. They got a lot of plates there. So. But going from one championship to another, Jordan Devlin, he defeated Oliver Kerr with the Devlin side. A great match. We had Kenny Williams, the one pegged for this. It turns out to be Oliver Carter. Great match. And here we go with the open challenge.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I did think it was nice. It was a really good match, and they gave Carter enough that you thought, okay, he's not quite at Devlin's level yet. Mm-hmm. You just kind of gave you enough that you thought, okay, they think something of him, and the fans could look at Oliver Carter and go, okay, for the future, the more he builds up and the more time he gets, like he will go up the card. But definitely for Devlin, has that look and has that superstar aura, and as you were saying earlier on, it's one of these challenges that looks as if it's got legs and will run for quite a while. It really does.
And Gary, and here we go. And unfortunately, Rohit's done, so Jordan's getting it. This is going to be the graphic. We will keep you updated on Jordan Devlin's NXT Cruiserweight Championship Open Challenge list. There's one for him. So we go forward.
Yeah, and I think it's good actually with Devlin himself actually saying, every time you see me on TV, I'm going to defend this belt. Yeah. So as a viewer, if you're watching the show and you see him come out, you go, oh, great. Another new match. So it's something to look forward to.
And that's kind of the way we felt with John Cena, that U.S. Open Challenge. That's why I'm doing it. Like that U.S. Open Challenge that John Cena did, like that was the first time in a very, very long time people were excited to see John Cena. So I would hope, like I said, we kind of, jokes here and there, with Eddie Edwards and Cody. We always have to put Cody there because John Smith absolutely hates him, and we want to just, kind of have fun with John Smith here. But Devlin's seriously, I can't see anybody. I have no idea until he comes back overseas and goes against like Kushida, Santos Escobar, and the cast of character stateside, who's going to be beating Jordan Devlin. In the women's division, though, like I said, I got Noam Dar and Zaya Brookside in the same episode in back-to-back segments. Gary, this was the greatest episode of UK of all time for me. Until Nina Samuels stuck her nose in. She brought out her luggage, came on the screen saying that Zaya Brookside wasn't fit to carry her bags. And I'm like, okay, B. And then that distraction gave Isla Dawn the win. And I don't have a problem with that. I like Isla Dawn. I think she needs a win here and there. But we got a feud here. I think Zaya Brookside's got her either her first or her second villain, I guess, or arch rival, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like we were talking about last week. Rather than they could easily just go, okay, we've got 1 hour. We'll just have the women's title picture and whoever's in that, we'll deal with that. But they are putting so many layers in and putting time into so many different people that you have this going on that you have. Because when they came out, I thought, like you, Isla Dawn could use the win, but Zaya Brookside, she'll take it. And then to have that twist and to have Nina Samuels' luggage distracting her, so to speak, and making her lose, you kind of go, okay, there's another layer to this. There's something to this. There's a story going on here. So it's really, really good to see the fact that they are, rather than sticking with a pat hand of 3 or 4 matches, they're actually building up layer upon layer and lots of different stories going on.
Yeah, and we're getting women's division every match. So it's either Zaya versus Nina, and then Isla Dawn's mixed in, and she's mixed in a little bit of everywhere. We get Effie Valkyrie one week, and then we got the Piper Ginny thing going on, and Kaylee Ray, our champion, is always lurking around, causing problems whenever she shows up. So the women's division in the UK, absolutely love it right now. Exactly right. Everyone's got a story, it seems like. And then with the tag team division, the Hunt and Eddie Dennis, they went to Sid Scala, and they absolutely demanded NXT UK Tag Team Championship match, and they're getting it. This Thursday afternoon, 8 p.m. Out by you, Gar. Gallus defending against the Hunt. Right now, to tell you the truth, if I'm pretty deadly, I'm a little upset right now, considering I just beat the Hunt. But I guess I will cross that bridge later on. Who do you like in this?
It really is. It's a pick 'em. When you look at it, you go, they're putting so much build behind Gallus, almost making them the brand, the cornerstone of the whole thing. But yet they've built the Hunt up so well, I think, and given them the stuff over Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews. So maybe it might be a case that they cost the Hunt the match. And Gallus take it, because I can't see them taking the belts off Gallus yet, but at the same time they'll want to keep the Hunt strong. They'll not want to just bury them or whatever. So I can see maybe, as you say, maybe Pretty Deadly get involved, and Andrews and Webster. Maybe it builds the 8-man down the line. Who knows? But
yeah, and like I said, even hypothetically, the original thought in my head as we were talking about, I like that point better than mine. Like hypothetically, Eddie Dennis causes the Hunt to win this. The Gallus has a third person too. You could easily make this a 3-on-3 gang warfare at some point, because obviously Eddie Dennis can wrestle.
Yeah.
I like your way better. I don't think it's time to take him off Gallus. I like Gallus with him, to tell you the truth. Not that I wouldn't mind the Hunt with him, but I
mean, the good thing about it is the fact that all of a sudden you do go, they could go this way or that way or that way or this way. Like there's so many things they could do. As a fan, makes you go, I have to see this. I have to know where this is going. Like, so it's brilliant. It's very, very good.
Yeah, you never know what's gonna happen. Like I said, even they said the Zaya Brookside in the simplest of matches, Zaya Brookside, who's gonna win this? Like they both need wins. Every time the girl comes out in the women's division, she needs a win. Like this is big. So we're gonna keep with you, but we're gonna switch gears to stateside NXT for a second, Gar. Only because we had some UK flavor last Wednesday night. First things first, Pete Dunne. He went after Finn Balor, and we'll get to that another time, especially if Pete Dunne wins tomorrow night. We'll definitely get your opinion on that. But he slammed the car door in Killian Dane's face, and Killian Dane's back now, and he was pissed. And we had some UK action right there, Pete Dunne and Killian Dane.
Yeah, I mean, I was so glad. Obviously, Killian Dane is from my home city. He's from Belfast, and I was so pleased to see. I mean, I know they're calling Killian Dane the Beast of Belfast, but when you look at Pete Dunne and the shape he's in, he's just a beast. I mean, but like for them to have the match, and it was a hard hitting match. I'm so glad to see that they are doing something with Killian. It's been brilliant to see them doing stuff with Killian Dane, but to let them just go out and say, you know what, go out there and just knock each other's heads in for a wee while. It was a hard-hitting match, a brutal match. And I know it was obviously we had Birch and Lorcan come out, and Drake Maverick was out and about as well. And they obviously do like Pete Dunne, and Pete Dunne is amazing. But they had a really good match, and it was really good to see them just being allowed to go out and just have just a real great match.
Yeah, Lorcan and Birch came out to try to help Pete Dunne. You know, Danny Birch, the governor. There's another guy. And then Drake Maverick, another guy, Drake Maverick, a UK guy, and Drake 34 above.
We're taking over.
They did, and then they got jumped from. And the thing is that nobody hits Drake Maverick except for Killian Dane.
Except Killian Dane.
He got the win. So that that's always fun. They never disappoint any of those guys. And I think I just rattled off 5 or 6 guys, and that's when none of them ever disappoint. And then there was a triple threat tag team match. 2 of the teams were UK. Everrise is from Montreal, Quebec. I wouldn't really, it's French Canadian. I wouldn't consider that UK. But Grizzled Young Veterans got to win against Imperium and Everrise. Imperium didn't take the fall. Everrise did. They got the ticket to Mayhem on Chase Parker. But it said, now we got 2 UK. Now we got 2 teams, 2 heel teams. Little heel on heel action. They were getting at it. And excuse me, I said Grizzled Young Veterans, and I forgot. I am so sorry.
Yeah, shoes off. That's it. Yeah. I mean, I was so pleased to see the vets going back across to the main NXT. Not anything against the UK brand, but they are just amazing. I've seen them live last year, actually in Belfast, and they are so good. Like Zach Gibson is just. I literally was in awe. I was like, "You're just amazing." He's just brilliant. And it's such a good wrestler. And James Drake is Drake's a lot better than you think. Than I realized. But to see them having that match, to see them giving them a bit more steam behind them, giving them a bit more of an opportunity, and giving them that win, as you say, with the ticket to Mayhem was brilliant to see. So I told you, we're taking over.
Yeah, exactly. They were done at the UK. They were the first ever tag team champions. They defended on numerous occasions on takeovers before they lost to Morgan and Webster. And then they came over, and before the pandemic hit, they were in the finals of the Dusty Road Classic. They lost to Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle. But, I mean, they were picking up steam, and then the pandemic hit, and then I guess they got caught overseas or whatever not. So, yeah, 100% Grizzled Young Veterans. Their tag division's starting to build back up now. You know what I'm saying? The stateside NXT version. In the meantime, the UK is not suffering.
No.
They're not suffering at all. And I'm sure once Imperium goes back over, once Walter needs them, that division will get just as strong as well. So, Gary, great to talk some stateside NXT with you. We will be letting you not make your picks. I know you guys, it's late where you are. You got to get to bed. You got work in the morning, but we do have a picture graphic with your picks on it. That was a very accurate picture, right?
I've seen. I want to know. Obviously, somebody has got into my photos and has managed to get into my account and get my actual photo. When you see it, when people see it later on, they'll be like, "That's just him. Somebody's hacked his account."
Somebody hacked the problem with being the icon, the problem with being a famous face. Sometimes people just go too far here, Gary. I know you're not going to be on later, but Gary will have his TLC picks aired later. I wanted to make sure I showed you that before. But Gary, thank you so much. We will be talking to you again next week.
Yeah, see you later.
Okay, so then we'll bring back in John Smith, John DeConnie. Boom, there we go. Gentlemen, continuing with NXT. The show started with Finn Balor coming out saying he was going to defend. Let me get this stuff up here. Going to defend the NXT Championship. He said he's been out of action for a while now. He is going to defend it at New Year's Evil on January 6th. It's going to be a Wednesday night special. And, he had a couple challenges. Pete Dunne came out, and Kyle O'Reilly came out, and Damian Priest came out, and then Scarlett came out. Scarlett was the honey of an outfit she always wears. Yeah, that was funny, actually. They called her the smoke show. I thought that was pretty cool. But, Finn Balor just kind of laughing back. Well, it's Regal's job to pick my opponent. We are going to, I guess Regal kind of made his decision. It's actually going to be Pete Dunne and Kyle O'Reilly. They are going to get at it again. And the winner will get Finn Balor at New Year's Evil on January 6th on USA Network. So, John Smith, you're the senior NXT correspondent. The last time we saw these two, it was in a ladder match a couple of weeks ago where the winner got the War Games advantage for his team. So what do you think happens here in a straight-up wrestling match?
I think Pete Dunne gets the victory again. I mean, we just saw Balor and O'Reilly. It doesn't really make sense for them to do it again. So I'd like to see Pete Dunne get his shot at the title. I mean, I don't envision him winning it just yet, but it would be a really good match. So, yeah, I got Pete Dunne.
All right, this would be, to my recollection, if Pete Dunne does win this would be his second opportunity at the NXT Championship, as he was the one that challenged Adam Cole last year at Survivor Series at a WWE, and that match was a WWE pay-per-view, and that match was absolutely insane. Like I said, NXT did not only steal the show in the brand warfare, they threw two great guys out there for the NXT Championship. So that would be Dunne's second opportunity, and obviously it would be Kyle O'Reilly's second opportunity as he challenged Finn Balor a couple weeks back at TakeOver 31. Right? So Johnny Connie.
Yeah, for exactly the reasons that John Smith listed, I will go with Dunne as well.
All right, just because Gary Mehaffy is a handsome man and I want to talk about Finn Balor and Pete Dunne with him, I'm going to go Pete Dunne as well. The Organos had their championship celebration. They're going to call themselves The Way. You know, I like it. It's the Johnny, not the Johnny Gargano, it's just The Way. It's not Charles Way. It's not, Tress Way, right? It's not a football player. It's just The Way. And Johnny got a beautiful trophy for his wife. And I actually looked up. I know my wife saw it. We were watching together. She's like, "Oh my God, that trophy's beautiful. I want one too." I looked at those overnight prices. They are pretty ridiculous. So kudos to Johnny Gargano to getting that shipped from Italy for his beautiful bride Candice. So kudos to him. He's a better husband than I am, I guess. But Priest came down to interrupt the celebration. He got intercepted by Karrion Kross. So what we got going on right now, Karrion Kross, he is going to be making his in-ring return. I believe in action in NXT has the same record as in action in AEW, and I believe it's an over. So do not look for any shocks or surprises here. Look for, I guess we'll get a clock on Karrion Kross, Ryan Joy. We'll have that match timed. But then it was supposed to be a match between Leon Ruff and Damian Priest to take on The Way, and Johnny Gargano and Damian Priest. Priest can't go. Kushida stepped up to the challenge, and I absolutely smiled ear from ear. I got excited about this. Now we got Kushida in the title picture. I know there was talks going around on the Daily Wrestling News show. They thought maybe he would be in the main event picture. I still had him pegged to be the guy to beat Santos Escobar. So, I mean, we're all getting our wish. He's going for a title, hopefully, because of this. But it just so happens to be the North American Championship. So, John DeConnie, what do you see happening here?
I think, if there's going to be some movement forward with Kushida, it makes sense for him to get the win here. And Johnny doesn't have to look bad because Austin Theory's there to count the lights for him. So I'm going to go with Kushida and Leon Ruff.
Hasn't Austin Theory lost enough, though? Like,
hey, he's not willing back.
Smith, like, does he have to be? Can he get the win here? Like,
yeah, no, I don't think he's going to get the win. I'd like to see them get the win, or Atlas finally get a win. Or not Atlas, Theory. I always get them mixed up, even though they don't even look alike.
Yeah. Atlas Austin. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's just I like. Plus, the Way is a new group, so are they going to lose right away? Maybe not, but like you said, Kushida is going strong, and he needs to challenge for that title. So I want to see him get the momentum.
Yeah, say what's the lesser two evils here? Who gets the momentum? I guess everyone's Austin Theory. He's the guy that killed Leon Ruff. Unfortunately, as much as I love the guy, he can go back to being Leon Ruff here. So yeah, I'll take The Way here. They'll always find a way. They are The Way. I believe Austin Theory does need to work on his comedy and his comedic timing on air. I guess maybe he's trying a little bit too hard during that promo, but I know that was all intentional. But I think it's funny how I have a mom and dad and the two kids. He's cute.
He comes out with
A backstage interview with Toni Storm led to both Io Shirai and Ember Moon beating her up. So that was kind of funny, kind of crazy. And then in the main event, Raquel Gonzalez defeated Ember Moon after the pump handle one-arm powerbomb thing that she's been doing. So Raquel Gonzalez is on an absolute tear here. Look, I think the easiest thing is for her to go up to Io Shirai, and it's the momentum she's getting. It'd be pretty interesting to see if she could actually take down Io. Considering she got the pinfall at War Games, so look for that at New Year's Evil's coming up. We'll probably get to discuss that soon. There was a stare down at the end with Rhea Ripley again, because obviously those two hate each other. And then who came out? And then Toni Storm came out, Ember Moon came out, blah, blah, blah. We're getting into, once again, probably one of the most heated female rivalries in NXT history between Toni Storm and Rhea Ripley. For those of you that speak NXT UK, these two, not to mention, they were both in both Mae Young Classics. They never did cross paths. I know the second one, they both made it to the semifinals. They didn't fight each other there. Ripley lost, and Toni went on to win the whole thing. But they did fight in the finals for the first ever Women's UK Championship that Rhea Ripley won. I don't think anybody gave Rhea a chance in that match. She came out as the victor and the first ever UK Women's Champion. Then at TakeOver Blackpool, they had the rematch. Toni Storm got the better of her there and became the second ever NXT UK Women's Champion. And then most recently, this past January at Worlds Collide, Rhea Ripley was then the NXT Women's Champion. Toni Storm was still representing the UK. They crossed paths. Ripley got the job done because Ripley was flat out unbeatable come January of 2020. So with all that said and done, John DeConnie, who do you got in this one?
Even though Toni seemed to almost jump out of her skin when she heard Rhea's music last week, for some reason I think she gets the job done here. And I think maybe it's just that I can't bet against her because I love her more and more every time I see her.
John Smith.
I think Rhea's going to win this one, but then they're going to have a program that keeps going between the two of them moving forward.
Okay. I'm going to go with Toni. This is a new Toni. This is a heel Toni. This could possibly be a cheat to win Toni. So I'll go that route. Rhea's kind of impervious to losses here, so maybe just keep Toni going for a sec. John Smith, two of your favorites, at least one of your favorites. Tommaso Ciampa, he defeated Cameron Grimes. There you go, to the moon. After a Willow and Grell. Apparently Timothy Thatcher is not done with Ciampa, and then Taylor Russ got involved as well. But yeah.
Yeah, it was a real good match. I mean, Thatcher came down, within the first couple minutes and set up a steel chair the same way Ciampa did about a month ago to start their whole rivalry. He didn't get involved, like you said, Tyler Rust, later on in the match got involved. And, earlier on, the distraction of Thatcher being there was able to give Grimes the upper hand for a little while. But in typical Ciampa fashion, he is NXT. Yep. And nothing is going to stop him from getting the win. And, you got three guys against one, basically, and he still pounds him with the Willow's bell in 1, 2, 3.
And then Grimy had an issue with Thatcher afterwards. Thatcher almost snapped his leg off. That was absolutely – that just looked bad. Man.
Yeah, the way he sold that was great, too.
John DeConnie, we had some cruiserweight action. I want to say it's a little bit of an upset, but it seems like we have two guys here going in two different completely directions. As Jake Atlas defeated Isaiah Scott with a reverse roll-up. See, the thing is, two different directions. We got Jake Atlas, who's absolutely just drilling home to us that he's got the momentum. He's getting momentum. He's just, And then now you have a very frustrated Isaiah Scott who was owning Jake Atlas less than 2 months ago and challenging for the cruiserweight title.
Indeed. Yeah, I mean, this was an unfortunately short match. And, a good deal of the beginning of it was some, feeling out period. So it almost felt like the two of them never really got at it because they have had some really good matches. And I'm hoping that the reason that it was just a little feeling out period was because they're going to have some more matches to come. So you had Atlas reversing Swerve's Mahistral Cradle for the win. But then most importantly, I guess, to cement going forward the fact that Swerve will now be the heel, you had Atlas offering a handshake and Swerve blowing it off.
Yeah, not to mention this, I'm big into entrance music. I like Jake Atlas's new music, like the little piano. I feel like it's almost like a cop car going down the city streets, like on the city beat, but the lights, there's no one in the streets, but the street lights are on. I don't know, weird feeling, and I really like it. So I hope good luck for Jake Atlas. Glad to see he's rebounding. I said he took a lot of losses there after that cruiserweight tournament, and it just seemed like he wasn't going to recover. And then Ciampa killed him a couple times. I'm like, oh my god, this guy. So that will do. Actually, that will not do it for NXT because we have to bring up our update on Xia Li and Boa. And holy crap, watch out for them when they get back. They are ready for Mortal Kombat. They are in some intense training. Whoever these family people are, whoever's has a problem with the way they're at, it's all going to end when they get back. Look for them to catch fire as soon as they get back to the Capitol Wrestling Center. We're going to bring in Ryan Joy early here to join us to talk a little AEW. Do I have? Boom. All right. It worked out perfect. There you go. Talk a little AEW. And Ryan, first things first, you chimed in a couple times. I like Alicia Fox on the Supernova sessions. That would be absolutely hysterical.
I wish I could say it like he does so that I could, do it here on the show, but I just can't.
Alicia Fox.
There you go. Don Smith can do it.
So we're going to say we have a lot of matches to pick on AEW Dynamite for next week. A lot of stuff that happened last week on Dynamite will fall directly into the matches picked. So I'll try not to talk too much. But we had the opening contest. The Young Bucks defeated TH2 after a BTE trigger. Finally, at least in my opinion, Angelico and Jack Evans, Lucha Underground Garage, they got their match to shine here to show how good those two really are. I was waiting for that match since they've been day one guys at AEW. It seems like it's been forever and a lifetime for them to get on Dynamite. So good for them. The Acclaimed were about to jump the Bucks post-match, but they were held off by SoCal Uncensored, which will lead us to tomorrow night because we got SCU and the Acclaimed. Ryan Joy, as your senior AEW correspondent, what do you got in this one?
Well, I think the Acclaimed is on the way up, and SCU is aging out. So I picked the Acclaimed. And for you, Al, I think Max Caster will have a good entrance that will win you over.
I hope so. Because I don't watch Dark. I'm actually going to watch this week, and I'll explain why in a little bit. But they just did whatever that rap was that the one guy did. That didn't impress me at all. So hopefully, I'm all about second chances here. So let's see if we can do that. John Smith, what do you got in this?
I'm gonna go with SCU on this one for no particular reason.
John
really.
Connie? John Connie?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Acclaimed. I guess putting them on for the first time, give them the first in ring. I guess give them their first win, get them rolling.
All right, so that's how we started the show. And there comes happy-go-lucky Sting. This wasn't the Sting in the rafters. This was the Sting that was the happiest guy in the entire world. I know this Sting. It's Tony Schiavone saying Sting. Everything that made Nitro so great back in the late 90s. So everybody got their Sting back. But Cody was in the ring. I guess I don't know if Cody was trying to steal thunder or not. But Sting kind of put him right in his place, saying, Cody, I'm not here for you. Cody, I was talking about it on the Daily Wrestling News Show with Ryan. It's probably been Cody's dream to wrestle Sting in that. And the fans Sting's like, nah, I'm not here for you. What the hell, you're a kid. Good luck, kid. It is. So Cody's gonna get pissed about this. I'm actually intrigued how that comes about. But he did point at Darby Allin, and he will be back. Snowfall and all, he will be back tomorrow night. And Ryan Joy, anything noted that he might be doing?
I would imagine Cody has a match, and I just kind of imagine he'll be there for that segment. Maybe he'll sit up in the upper level with Darby. Who knows?
Maybe on the other side of Darby. I don't know. I don't think him and Darby are getting along just yet to the point where they're sitting, perching together. That's a commitment right there. But like you said, Cody Rhodes is in a match. He will be fighting Angelico of THQ, the aforementioned Angelico. Again, he's going to get a time to shine here. Cody doesn't matter. He's like Kenny Omega. Doesn't matter who Cody fights. He's going to go 20 minutes. Look for Angelico to have a good showing here. John Smith, you want to get this one over with?
Who's booking this? Angelico or Cody Rhodes? I'll go with Cody Rhodes.
All right, John Connie.
Yeah, I think Angelico will shine, but I think Cody gets the win.
That's all I can hope for. Ryan Joy.
Well, I know Dustin is the third most important Rhodes in AEW. Is Cody the first, or Cody's going to win this match? Cody's going to win this match, but hopefully it is a showcase for Angelico.
That's what we're hoping. That's like I said. That's all I'm hoping for. Like, I'm not expecting Angelico to win this. I just want him to shine. I just think he's so freaking good. He jumped off. What was the guy's the boss's office in Lucha Underground? His office was like in the corner of the set and on the roof, and Angelico did a running sprint like off that into the ring. It was one of the most the craziest things I've seen. He won me over at that point. FTR defeated the Varsity Blondes with a Good Night Express. The Inner Circle is going to give it one last shot. In the spirit of Festivus, they decided to air out all their grievances. So they're going to move forward with being the Inner Circle. And what shocked me was that Ortiz is actually coming around. So they gave everybody the Inner Circle salute. We cannot show that on air. But they look like they're ready to go. And they proved it right off the bat. They helped MJF, or they tried to at least. It wasn't actually them that did it. MJF defeated Orange Cassidy to win his second Dynamite Diamond ring. The Inner Circle interfered. The Best Friends got some help in the back. We'll get all those names in a second. But it was Miro that was the one that put away Orange Cassidy. So I thought that was a nice little touch there. We all did Inner Circle, this, that, and then we forgot about Miro. It was Miro Day. But as a result of this, I believe I'm showing a 36 on 36 here between the Inner Circle against the Best Friends, Top Flight, Varsity Bronze, and Brandon Cutler. This bleep show, I guess. I don't know what to. Ryan Joy.
It's not a question of who's going to win. It's a question of who on the Best Friends team is going to take the pin. But I do think this is a match where angles for the next their 2-night big show, New Year's Smash, is going to come out of.
All right. John DeConnie?
Yeah, Inner Circle all the way.
All right, John Smith.
I'm thinking somehow Sammy Guevara gets pinned in this match.
Okay. Talk
Is
now.
it Brandon Cutler?
What's that?
They talking out here. Is MJF cause it? Is it Wardlow by accident? Is it an accidental?
I don't know. Just some sort of shenanigans by MJF. Definitely MJF would be the culprit, but the Inner Circle might not see it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to see Sammy Guevara, take the pin here to further that feud angle.
Yeah, he stood up to both MJ and the Jericho. He got in Jericho's face too. He's like, if you guys keep on pulling this crap, I'm out. So we'll see what goes on from there. Dustin Rhodes defeated Preston Vance, aka 10, after a running bulldog. Evil Uno came out to recruit Dustin, as he did the Hangman Page a couple weeks back or the week before. He wants Dustin to be number 7 in the Dark Order, and if anybody followed WCW probably back in 98, 99 era, not 98, maybe 99, 2000. I know a little chuckle out of that inside joke where Dustin Runnels his name was 7 in WCW. Came out in all straight white, worked for about 5 minutes. So,
wasn't he stalking a little boy?
I honestly don't remember.
I'm pretty sure he was. It was like whoever he was feuding with, their son. It wasn't like just a random little boy.
Oh yeah,
It was so creepy with the all white face paint and stuff.
Yeah. It was a Shivani. We wouldn't like that number. Staying with the Dark Order, Silver and Reynolds, they were hiding behind a bar for 7 days to surprise Adam Page and ask him to be their partner in a 6-man tag team match. And Adam Page actually has no friends right now, so he agreed They will be going against Matt Hardy and the Private Party. John Smith, we'll start with you on this one. Who do you got?
I'll go with Private Hardy.
Private Hardy. John DeConnie.
Let me go with Paige, Reynolds, and Silver here. I think just for the humor of seeing how Reynolds goes nuts after their victory, and there's still that something weird going on with Matt Hardy where he's kind of turning into a jerk. So I think they're coming apart on that side. So I go with the Dark Order and Paige.
Yeah, you just completely read my mind. I was about to bring up Matt Hardy's been just kind of self-centered, maybe all ego. Can we still use that? Is he still in Impact? Ryan Joy?
Yeah, what you guys said.
All right. Eddie Kingston, the Butcher, and the Blade defeated Lance Archer, Penta, L0M, and Ray Phoenix. After that neckbreaker bomb that the Blade and the Butcher have been doing, that's a pretty cool move. Penta was put through a table early and was taken out of the match. It was a 3-on-2 most of the match. John Smith, I know Penta is your best friend. Have you contacted him? Is he okay?
I'm still waiting for my sweatshirt. He doesn't hear from me until I get my sweatshirt in the mail. It's been a month now, Penta. You're my best friend, Penta.
Like I said in the headlines, there was a star-studded episode. Shaq was there. Shut your mouth. Hey, I'm just talking about Shaq. Him and Brandy got into it. A couple, some passive aggressiveness. Shaq told Brandy, "You better get some pointers from Jade," and Brandy ended up throwing water in his face. And I believe the face Shaq made after with the water dripping down, I believe that is a meme now. So be sure you'll be seeing a lot of that coming up soon. Abaddon was in action for the win. As I mentioned before, in action is over. Sheeta hit her after the post-match. Sheeta hit Abaddon in the head with a kendo stick. Got her pretty good. And then completely, like the Undertaker's grave, so to speak, no pun intended, is not even cold yet. And Abaddon's already using the sit-up. So Abaddon, Undertaker's been retired 5 minutes. Abaddon called dibs, and now she is going to be doing that. Staying in the women's division, Red Velvet, she was getting beat up in the back by Jade Cargill, who I just mentioned, and Nyla Rose. Serena Deeb and Big Swole came in for the save, but then they got attacked by Diamante and Ivelisse. So Diamante, Ivelisse, the winners of the women's tag title, the women's tag tournament, wasn't a title tournament. They're going to be fighting the NWA Women's Champion Serena Deeb and Big Swole. John DeConnie.
Give me Ivelisse and Diamante here. Serena doesn't have to take the loss, and she saves face. But get these two over started as a little faction here.
All right, John Smith.
I agree with that. Ivelisse and Diamante.
All right. Ryan Joy.
I like Ivelisse and Diamante, but I think somehow this is going to lead to Swole versus Serena Deeb on New Year's Smash.
Wow. Okay. I just think if we're going just based on athleticism and who's better than who, I'm going to take Serena Deeb and Big Swole here. I can't think of any situation where I guess maybe if Jade and Nyla get involved, but as long as Serena Deeb's holding that title, I don't think she's going to be losing, even if it is a tag match. Staying with Ivelisse on Dark tonight, just a match, little to the heart here of the Essential Wrestling Podcast. Casey Lennox is the current Ignite Women's Champion. Ignite has actually listed as the Essential Wrestling Podcast as one of the wrestling shows to listen to. So we were acknowledged by them. So we will acknowledge their women's champion, Casey Lennox. She will be going one-on-one with Ivelisse tonight on Dark. Make sure you follow minutestobelltime.com to find in the 27 matches that are on Dark tonight. He actually does list them in order with the time. So you can go through, okay, I don't need to watch this. I can watch, that's it. That's Casey Lennox right there. That's what I want to watch. So make sure you go to minutestobelltime.com for that. And then one last match. Kenny Omega, he came out. He had double the Cleaner Girls this last week. That was fun. He had 4 of them, 4 Cleaner Girls. Like, it's got to be good to be the champion, right? You got double the Cleaner Girls. Oh, Kenny. Like I said, when we were talking Impact, he didn't say anything different on Dynamite that he didn't say to Josh Matthews on Impact. So I don't want to say it was a waste of time, but it was kind of a waste of time. He is actually going to be fighting Joey Janela. I Spy a Jersey guy. He was originally supposed to fight Joey Janela in the World Title Eliminator Tournament. Janela had it. I don't know if it was a COVID issue or what it was. Kenny Omega ended up fighting Sonny Kiss and making short work of Sonny Kiss in the first round of that tournament. But he's going to give Joey Janela, I don't know if you want to call it a rematch. I don't know what you want to call it. But Jersey strong here, boys. Can Joey get it done? John Smith.
Definitely not. I like Kenny Omega in this one. And Don Callis looks like a character out of Vice City in that little thumbnail you got here. Like back in the old GTA days, it was Vice City back in like 02.
John DeConnie, we got to go Jersey strong here. What are we doing? I think it's no holds barred. It's like no disqualification, no holds barred, right? This is you can do anything.
Yeah, sure, you can do anything. Sonny can come down and take another one-wing angel if we feel so inclined. But I think Omega gets the win.
Ryan, I know you're not from Jersey. I know you hate betting for Jersey. Deanna Barrazo. You're gonna take Joey? Come on, you owe us Joey.
No, I have no pick for Joey. By the way, Kenny Omega's record is 8-0, not 7-1. That's my mistake. Yeah, Omega's going to win this match. I can't decide if it's going to be in under a minute or if it's going to be a long, drawn-out street fight with all the bombs and stuff. But Kenny Omega wins.
All right. I'm not going to bet against Joey. Joey, I got you, buddy. Let's shock the world together here, pal. Go Jersey.
Of course.
John DeConnie, John Smith, we are going to bid you do real quick. We're going to talk some New Japan, and we're going to talk some North American Wrestling Alliance with Ryan. Let's do a quick little one-on-one conversation. We'll bring you back in for some WWE momentarily. So, Ryan, New Japan, real quickly, they had 3 tournament finals, actually 2 tournament finals, and then the Super J Cup on Saturday.
Yeah, so 3 tournaments. The Best of the Super Junior and the World Tag League are round robin tournaments, and then the Super J Cup was a single elimination tournament. So Hiromu Takahashi ended up winning the Best of the Super Junior, and the World Tag League was won by Guerrillas of Destiny, and ELP El Phantasmo won the Super J Cup. So right after the Best of the Super Junior tournament, Hiromu was in the ring and he said, I have my eyes on Taiji Ishimori. I want to fight him for the championship, but first there's another tournament that's happening, and I have to face the winner of that tournament first. So Hiromu will face ELP at Wrestle Kingdom night 1, and then the winner of that will face Ishimori on night 2. GOD just goes straight to Wrestle Kingdom. They're fighting Saban and Taichi for the tag titles.
All right, nice.
In other New Japan news that you're going to want to hear, Bad Luck Fale has challenged Toru Yano for the KOPW championship, and Fale's stipulation that he is suggesting is a body slam match. Now, if you know Bad Luck Fale, he's a big guy. Yano thinks he can slam him, but I'm sure he'll have a counter stip.
Yeah, does he have as a champion, does he have the right to pick the stipulation, or does it go back to a fan vote? I know the tournament was a fan vote.
They didn't do that. I think he'll have a counter stip, and then some magical body will decide which one to go with.
It's Wrestler of the Year, New Japan, Toru Yano. He's got my vote.
The king.
So I said we will dive into Wrestle Kingdom a little bit more in detail next week, as January 4th and January 5th. It's too big for just one night, and it is rapidly approaching. So we will hit the pause button on that for now. We're going to go. We got some Ring of Honor. We got Final Battle this weekend.
Yep, Final Battle is Friday night and runs counter to SmackDown. The first hour is free, so everybody can check that out. There's a whole bunch of matches listed already. However, 3 or 4 of the people that were supposed to be on the card failed COVID protocols in the pre-travel phase, so they will not be there, which impacted some of the matches. But most of the high upper level title matches are all still intact. The World Six-Man Championships are going to have to be canceled. They're rescheduled or do something. Ring of Honor is not announcing the final card until that 1 hour pre-show that they're airing for free.
Okay.
So we won't have that. But we do know the top matches. And Al, are you going to lead us off here with a graphic that we can talk about? There you go. This is actually 2 matches in one. On the right-hand side, you've got Dragon Lee, Ru Lee. He is the television champion. And on the other side, you got these 3 guys, these 3 plus Tony Deppen. So Tony Deppen plus Josh Woods, Dak Draper, and LSG. They're going to fight in a fatal 4-way. The winner of that will get a TV championship opportunity against Dragon Lee. And then in the pure division, Jonathan Gresham, the current champion on the right, he will be facing Flip Gordon as the challenger. This will be Flip Gordon's second pure rules match. He actually wrestled on ROH TV this week in a pure match, so this should be good. Flip is one of the top guys, really, at this point.
I was about to say, how is Flip doing? I know I watched him around a couple years ago. He was just coming in, and he's had some high praise. I guess is Flip performing? I know he's been in New Japan for a little bit.
Yeah, I think as far as Ring of Honor goes, I think Flip is considered to be one of the top 5, top 6 guys in the company. So, yeah.
All right, and then that's not it for Jonathan Gresham. He's got double duty, correct?
That's right. The tag titles. So his partner Jay Lethal, the Foundation, they're going to be facing a really hodgepodge of a team here with Mark Briscoe and PCO. The Briscoes technically had a title match kind of in the books that they could have cashed in on, but Jay Briscoe was busy with EC3, so Mark went and found a different partner. And so now they have the French Frankenstein and Mark Briscoe facing off against the Foundation.
Absolutely incredible how he repackaged himself after all these years.
Yeah, and he's on a great run right now.
Ring of Honor champion. I mean, he was at WrestleMania 10 as a Quebecer.
Yep.
So
probably the time off has probably really helped him too. So
yeah. And then the main event. Here we go.
Yeah, and I'm picking a new world champion here. So Roosh on the right, he's returning. We haven't seen him since the pandemic started. So who knows? He could come out. Maybe he's gained 200 pounds. Who knows? But Brody King has not gained 200 pounds. He's a big man, and he's got on a mission, and I think he's going to win the world championship here at Final Battle.
All right. Sounds good. And then if you watched last week's episode, you can definitely download it on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts, as well as the I-95 Sport Network, YouTube, anywhere you can find our prior episodes. You saw last week we had Tony Capone, the owner of the North American Wrestling Alliance, and one of his upcoming stars actually had signed her that morning to an NAWA contract. Her name is Marina Tucker, and she was absolutely fantastic. We can't wait to have her back because actually it was announced that she's got an upcoming championship match that we kind of drug out of Tony by accident. I don't think we meant to do that, but he gave it to us. But they're going to relaunch the brand. Like I said, the North American Wrestling Alliance is going to be this Saturday night at 7 p.m. It's taking place down in Daytona Beach, Florida. There will be a live audience. That was a very important thing for Tony Capone to have in order to relaunch this. Obviously not full capacity, but he's going to have a few thousand there down in Daytona Beach for Jingle Brawl. Actually, I forgot. I had the card pulled up, and I completely screwed up on it. Ryan Joy, do you have the list of matches in front of you?
I sure do.
All right.
The top of the card is the Battle Royal to crown the North American Wrestling Alliance champion. And the Hercules Cup ceremony afterwards. Tony Capone had a lot of things to say about the Battle Royal. He's really excited about it. Says there's going to be a lot of surprises and things like that. So I have real high hopes for this Battle Royal, and of course, we all love a good Mighty Hercules moment. So
yeah, they were really close back in the day. I guess Hercules has a very, very huge place in his heart, more so than ours. I mean, we love Hercules growing up, especially when we got a little bit older and we started liking the heel teams. Power and Glory was absolutely phenomenal. So we always loved Hercules. I always loved Hercules, but he had a very special place in Tony Capone's heart. So they're going to do a big thing with Hercules' family, his children, his grandchildren, and then They're going to award the NAWA Championship to the winner of the Hercules Cup Battle Royal.
Yeah, and then they're also doing a ceremony to honor Bruiser Brody, and they're going to have his family there as well. So another guy who must have been near and dear to Tony Capone's heart. They're opening the show with Grell versus Cahigas. Now, I've not seen Cahigas work, but I know what Grell is, and Tony Capone was kind of indicating that this was going to be something to watch. So,
yeah, he had a lot of high hope on Cahigas. He was excited, like, dude, I got Cahigas. So yeah, I
yep, you could read it on his face. Then there's some people you might not have ever heard of. The modern day sharpshooters, the Slambinos, and the House of Pain. They're going to be in a 3-way tag match. The Slambinos, they've had a number of vignettes on the NAWA YouTube channel that you can go check out, trying to get basically everybody on the same page to participate in the relaunch. Storm Thomas versus a mystery opponent. And one thing that Tony Capone was really pressing home for us is that the surprises are going to be there. There's going to be a lot of them, and they're going to be good. Yeah. So mystery opponent says to me, good surprise. Then they have a CCW Spotlight match. And then they have the women's match, Roma Luchador versus Lindsay Snow versus Stormy Lee. Yep, there you go. That's for the female championship. And Tony did announce on the show last week that the winner is going to get Marina Tucker next month or in February at No Remorse. So,
yeah, Marina's she's been in the ring. She said with all 3 of these women, her pick was Lindsay Snow. That's a more educated pick than what I had. I picked Stormy Lee, as you know, Ryan. You've seen my cat Stormy. He's a big foofy hairball. Love him to death. So my pick was Stormy Lee. Like I said, she had the educated guess. She's going to go with Lindsay Snow, and we actually saw Lindsay Snow. I texted you guys. She was at ringside last week on Dynamite.
Yeah, she's been on Dark a bunch. She's had a few matches on Dark, and I also saw her on UWM Primetime Live. So, good wrestler, for sure. The one match I'm like ridiculously excited for, and I don't know why, is you have the most serious independent wrestler out there, Davey Boy Smith Jr., facing maybe the least serious wrestler, signed or not, in Johnny Swinger. So I hope he has a fanny pack. I hope he, uses Fuji to put some salt in Davey Boy's eyes, and of course the last thing I have is more. That's one more thing that they had on the card is more. So I guess that means that there's more matches to be announced, and it should be a great show. And you can get it on Fight TV, or you can go to Daytona Beach Ocean Center. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be an absolutely great show. I'm looking forward to it too, and I'm looking forward to where this promotion goes. And maybe, if it does well enough, maybe we can get a weekly show on Fight TV like Ring of Honor does. Like there could be some stuff going here. They have, like I said, they have Jingle Brawl. Not only do they have No Remorse, but they also have another show in March. What was the name of it? I can't remember the name of it.
Glorified.
Glorified. Thank you. I was going to say Gratified, but that doesn't make sense.
And the other thing is that good friend of the Eastern Observer, Tony T, is going to be calling the action. So yes. He does some writing on Eastern Observer. I had him on episode 3 of the Daily Wrestling News Show a couple weeks ago. Good guy. I'm excited for him. It's his broadcasting debut, and we're going to have him back on the show following Jingle Brawl. So I'm excited for Jingle Brawl. Should be fun.
Yeah, so, good luck to Tony Capone. Good luck to Marina Tucker. Good luck to Tony T. We wish you nothing but the best. Kick some ass, and we look forward to talking about you in the upcoming months and years, and hopefully on a regular basis. So with that, we are going to bring back in John DeConnie and John Smith, and I got you backwards.
Well, the swingman will definitely put the butts in the seats, So
you use the swingman to sell the tickets at first, and then you just you let the talent go from there. Just a real quick recap on Raw. A lot of the stuff last night on Raw was TLC related, so we'll get into that when we make our picks. The Miz and Morrison defeated Keith Lee after a chop block, and then they got covered. Keith Lee got covered by both guys, so great job by the Miz and Morrison. Big win for them. Riddle defeated MVP after a floating bro. Lamp of Retribution, he defeated Ricochet after numerous Retribution interferences. Good to see Retribution back on the winning end of things. And then Elias announced Jackson Reichel will be hanging around him for the time being. So Elias doesn't get interrupted again, which actually just happened. Elias got interrupted by R-Truth and the rest of the 24/7 clan, and Jackson Riker got rid of him. And we ended the scene with Elias playing away. So Elias seems happy with that. A couple things on SmackDown. We actually have some matches to pick on SmackDown. I like picking SmackDown matches. We'll get to those real quickly. First, Big E created a new T-shirt for Sami Zayn. That was a very nice gesture by Big E. I thought that was pretty good. Sami Zayn then went on to beat Big E by count out. Sami Zayn, he's that good. He's getting winner purses and he's beating people by 10 counts, not just 3 counts. Absolutely love this gimmick. Just collecting wins. Dolph Ziggler defeated Montez Ford after a super kick. That's 2 wins in a row for the 2 aces, because that's what they're going to be going by, the 2 aces. Over the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits. And that's where we're headed right now. This Friday, the SmackDown Tag Team Championships will be on the line. They will not be defended. I guess we had 2 other tag title matches at TLC. You can throw this one on SmackDown. But Street Profits, again, they've been champions since John Smith went to Barclays Center. So it's been a long time. John Smith, are we going to see a title change here?
Well, that was like 1999. So
yes.
They've been champs for about 21 years now, with about 7 title defenses. But yeah, but I'm sticking with the Street Profits in this one. I don't think it's time for them to give up the titles yet.
All right, John DeConnie.
Yeah, I think simply by way of the fact that Ziggler and Rude have been having their way with them, I think when it's actually on the line and it counts, the Street Profits will retain.
All right, Ryan?
Yeah, I think the Street Profits retain here. And quick programming note, if you actually want to watch this match, make sure you reset your DVR to FS1 this week.
Oh, yeah, SmackDown's on FS1. Yeah, they haven't, the Pac-12 Championships on, right? Friday night?
Final Battle, I think, is what's on.
It's on Fox?
No, of course not.
Pretty sure it's the Pac-12 champion. It's some kind of college football championship. I'm pretty sure Final Battle isn't kicking SmackDown off Fox. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with Dolph and Rude. Screw it. It's time. They're getting the momentum. Dolph's proudly wearing a SmackDown hat randomly every single week. That bothers me I don't know why it bothers me as much as it does, but he does it, and he's waving that flag proudly. Yeah, we'll go 2 aces for the win, and it'll be glorious. The Riot Squad defeated Billy Kay and Natalya with that code breaker Riot kick finish that the Riot Squad have been doing. I like that little setup. That's been pretty cool. Bayley got caught putting Bianca Belair's name in her mouth again. So they are going to go at it next week. John DeConnie, we'll start with you on this one.
Well, nobody beats Bianca, so Bianca Belair.
All right. Well, the good news is for Bayley, Ryan Joy, I don't know if Bianca Belair has any submissions in her arsenal. So tap happy Bayley. Seems like you look at her the wrong way. She's slamming her hand on the mat. She could possibly avoid that this time.
Yeah, I mean, Jesse Ventura taught me a long time ago that you tap out, and you live to fight another day. No title on the line here, move on. I think Bianca's going to win this match. She's on the way up, and, Bayley's had a good run. Time to make some people.
Yeah, yeah, I guess. Okay, I'll go Bianca Belair too, John Smith. But, Bayley, she's going to get back into this at some point. I don't think her and Sasha are done yet.
I'm going with Bayley, and then they'll have a rematch on Sunday, either in the pre-show or during TLC. And then that's when Bianca will beat her. But I got Bayley winning by deceitful means.
Okay. And then a couple of things. Otis got some training at the Alpha Academy, working on his blind spots. That was fun. Failed the comparison to what Xia Li and Bo have been going through, though. Jesus Christ. In their match together, they actually lost to Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro. After Gable won the tag to finish the match, so Otis tagged him in, got the Kinshasa and lost. Turns out Otis was being tested. The alpha male wants to end the match themselves. Otis got tested. Otis failed. Lesson learned. They move forward. See, there's a method to Chad Gable's madness. Here, are you playing along with this too? I'm going to play along with this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Then put my check marks there. Baron Corbin had an interview with Elise Ashton. She's a friend of the show. Baron Corbin, she had an interview where he named Blake and Cutler the Knights of the Lone Wolf. Very oxymoronic here. If you're a lone wolf, do you need knights?
The second I saw that, I thought of the Lone Rangers from that movie Airheads. There's three of you. You're not exactly alone.
I know, right? So, but he threatened the Mysterios, so that's going to continue. And with that, we will cut to TLC. We'll get the logo up there first. And here are our current overall standings after final resolution. Ryan, you made a comment that I screwed something up putting up the Impact stats. I don't have them again. I believe you had probably the most wins in Impact, but I think you were in second place.
No, yeah, I was in the second place, but I had the most wins. I had 30.
Tyler had the most wins at final resolution, though. He had 8. John Smith had the most points with 15. Again, I just keep on losing ground and losing ground. Here are our stats for our WWE specific shows. There have been 8 of them so far. John DeConnie, just like everything else, he is on top, I think, of every single pool with the exception of NXT right now. And then Ryan Joy's chasing him right there. John Smith and myself a little bit further back. Tyler Adele, he's right on top of me. And then God bless Gary. We have both Gary and Tyler's picks here. We will get to them at the end in case you want to hear them. The scoring for TLC, standard scoring, 5 points for the Impact Championship match. Forgot to change that. 5 points for the WWE or the Universal Championships. All other title matches get 3. 1 for non-title matches. Anything interpromotional gets twice the points. But the fun thing with TLC, you get a 2-point bump per stipulation. Now, in shows in prior years, you had the TLC match, but you also had a tables match. And you also had a ladder match. And it was a chairs match. So I give a 2-point bump for each. And then the full-fledged TLC match, 2, 4, 6, it's a 6-point bump. So both championship matches will be worth 11 points, and thus the perfect pay-per-view. Again, that's wrong again. I keep on forgetting to change it. The perfect pay-per-view bonus will be 11 points as well. This is a very crappy graphic. I screwed up on this one. But in celebration of TLC, an EWP tradition that we do like to sing this real quick. I don't want no scrubs. Scrub is the guy that can't get no love from me. Hanging out the passenger's side of his best friend's ride, trying to holla at me. You know that was TLC?
Yeah, aren't they Retribution?
No, I don't want your number. Okay, enough of that. Real quick, last thing on SmackDown. Mario Lopez, a.k.a., better known as, not even A.A., better known as BKA, AC Slater. He cut a hell of a promo backing Sasha Banks over Carmella in their match last Friday. As you all know, Slater was an All-City wrestler at Bayside High School out in California. He was a dual athlete as the school's quarterback as well. He was undefeated against their rivals, Valley. And he received a scholarship to attend Iowa University to wrestle with them. He ended up wrestling collegiately at Cal U. So Slater can go. AEW's bringing all these guys in. They're bringing in Shaq. If Vince can land AC Slater after that promo that he cut, I think that'd be a pretty bold move right there. But he said he was shooting off Sasha Banks over Carmella. They had a contract signing the past Friday. The return of the ink stamper. See, Sasha Banks watches the show. She saw how upset I was that she didn't use the ink stamper on the last contract signing. Boom, nailed it. Then they actually, Sasha got upset. She's like, let's just do it right now. So they actually had a championship match. That main event is SmackDown. Sorry, Jey Uso, your streak has come to an end. Sasha got disqualified. She just kept on punching Carmella while she was in the ropes. Didn't break at 5, and then Carmella hit her with a champagne bottle in the back. So that match was all to do about nothing. They're going to get at it for the SmackDown Women's Championship. This Sunday at TLC, neither of these women want no scrubs. John DeConnie, who do you got?
This one is tough. Carmella's got a shiny new attitude, a shiny new entrance, but I think Sasha holds on to the title.
Okay. Ryan Joy.
Yeah, I like Sasha in this match. I mean, she's on a streak now. She's had 2 title defenses. So
yeah, technically too. Yeah, that was her second again. She's on a streak. So it was like one is whatever, and 2's a streak, 3's a trend. I don't know. Are we going for a trend here, John Smith?
Well, 1 was more than she ever did before.
Trend. Yeah, get your major league references right. I'm gonna go, although Carmella is the queen of the money in the bank ladder match. You know, this isn't for the money in the bank. I'll go with Sasha to retain.
Yeah, I got Sasha Banks as well. I just don't. I think Sasha. This is all going back to Sasha and Bayley at WrestleMania. I'm a firm believer of that. So I guess maybe there could be a hiccup with Carmella to get this, and Sasha just to win it back like at the Rumble or something. But I'm just gonna ride Sasha until WrestleMania, and then we'll go from there. I caught that too. My bad. On the Raw side, their women's champion will be challenging the tag team championship as Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Last night on Raw, Lana actually defeated Nia Jax after a sequence of the turnbuckle, which turned into Lana getting jumped post-match by Shayna Baszler, which turned into Lana being injured and unable to compete in this match. Later on in the night, Dana Brooke, she defeated Shayna Baszler by disqualification after Nia Jax pushed Dana off the top turnbuckle. Mandy Rose came back. She's back from her little small injury. And then Asuka came out as well. So we have a little bit of a bleep show here with this match. There has not been a partner named for Asuka, but I believe Ryan Joy has a bold prediction here.
I don't know if I can predict it, but I definitely have a Kabuki Warriors shirt on right now. I don't know if I can predict the return of Kairi Sane, but I'm gonna pick Shayna and Nia in this match. I think they're gonna retain the titles.
All right, John Smith.
Yeah, I don't see any partner being like somebody worthy of giving the titles to with Asuka right off the bat, and they've never been a team before. So I'll definitely go with the champs to retain.
All right. John DeConnie, what if it's Charlotte Flair?
Yeah, that's the tough part. That's why I hate doing these picks early. But I think we got to eventually get around to Nia and Shayna turning on each other. So if Lana had been in this, I would have gone with a title change. But I think Nia and Shayna retain.
Yeah, I think Lana not being in this match is a huge, huge turn. I think you're on the fence. I don't want to say this is a layup, but I think we're done with this women's 2 belts thing. We did it all summer. It started with Becky Lynch earlier in the year. Let's just keep everything separate. I would have given her a chance if Lana was in the match, but now that she's not, I just can't imagine them going with the 2 belt route with anybody again. It has nothing to do with Asuka, but just anybody. The Raw Tag Team Championships will be on the line. The Hurt Business. In a 6-man tag team match, they defeated the New Day and Jeff Hardy. After Lashley got Jeff Hardy in the Hurt Locks, and that had nothing to do with this match, but this match was booked. Cedric Alexander's been running through the New Day lately. He's beaten each of them the past 2 weeks in singles matches. John Smith, as our resident Hurt Business enthusiast, what do you got?
This is tough because they've had the Hurt Business has had the upper hand the past couple weeks. So you would think that the New Day retains, but I'm gonna go with the Hurt Business to finally take those titles.
I think this is the toughest match to pitch on the pick on the card, John DeConnie.
Yeah, I agree because the way Cedric has been, not this past show, but in previous shows, kind of distanced or separating himself, celebrating on his own, walking away from his teammates. You think there's something weird going on here, but I think it is time for a title change, so I'm going to go with the Hurt Business.
All right, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Hurt Business as well. The 1-2 record from Shelton and Cedric, all those matches were against Kofi and Xavier Woods, by the way. So
really,
this would bring it up to even.
Wow. Yeah, I got the Hurt Business too, and it's solely because of Cedric Alexander. Like I don't think he's gonna allow it to happen. Like I said, Shelton's as easy a pinfall as James Ellsworth. Everybody pins Shelton, but I think Cedric, they're just building to a point where he's just gonna go nuts, and he's feeling himself, right? That's what MVP said last week. We mentioned last week at WrestleMania 61 that there's going to be House of Horror matches between Hyrie, Wyatt, and the Viperous, Brooklyn Orton. We'll get to that in about 25 years. Their father's going to go at it one more time. As I say, this is their second match that they fought last week where they were playing games. Bray pulled the old switcheroo on them. Did it again this past week. They were playing hide and seek. Randy knows Bray. He knows Bray can't resist a good old-fashioned rocking chair. So he laid one out as bait. Bray took it. He tried to set him on fire. This was a very reminiscent of what Randy tried to do to him all those years ago. Was it like 3 years ago? WrestleMania 33, right? 3-4 years ago. But that was, I guess, good old boy Bray. What is this? The Eater of Worlds Bray. That was the Eater of Worlds Bray. Brian Joy. This is The Fiend. Who do you got?
This match is, by the way, not for the Universal Championship, but even though the graphic said that.
Oh, did it really? I didn't even notice. Wow.
But I am going to pick The Fiend, and I'm calling for some edge.
Calling for some edge. All right. John DeConnie.
Yeah, the fact that The Fiend seems to be one step ahead of Randy every step of the way almost makes me think it's going to go the opposite way at the big show, but that doesn't make sense to me, so I'm going to stick with The Fiend.
All right, John Smith.
Yeah, The Fiend wins. You got to protect The Fiend.
So is this what if we agreed every single match on every single this is. Yeah. We're not doing a very good job debating, I think. I'm going with The Fiend too. Exactly. He's one step ahead of Randy. Alexa Bliss called it at the very beginning of this. Who's playing heel here, Randy? That's really this is what The Fiend wants. Randy's just getting led right into a trap. So I'm also going to go with The Fiend. The last two matches, the two championship matches, they will be contested under TLC rules. There have been 26 TLC matches in WWE history. The first most famous one took place at SummerSlam, where Edge and Christian defended the WWF Tag Team Championships against the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys. The most recent one was actually a couple of weeks ago at Halloween Havoc, where Io Shirai defeated Candice LeRae in a tables, ladders, and scares match. And then the past 2 years at this event, the women have main evented it. Last year, in a trivia question, someone I believe got wrong. I'm looking at you, John DeConnie. The Kabuki Warriors defended the tag team championship against Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. Then the year before that, in 2018, take Kairi Sane out of the equation, and Asuka again defeated Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. And was kind of a shocker, if I'm remembering correctly, because that whole thing was about Becky and Charlotte, and they just kind of threw Asuka in there out of nowhere. And Asuka was the one that came out of TLC in the main event as the SmackDown Women's Champion. So There are no women's championship matches being defended. This we got the Universal Championship up first. Kevin Owens he had a promo this past week on SmackDown, introducing us to his three friends to a table, to ladder, and to chair. It was interrupted by Jey Uso, who hit Owens in the knee with the chair, so we got to pay attention to that because he was heavily limping around. Roman Reigns ended up jumping Kevin Owens in the back. This will be Kevin Owens' first TLC match. Roman Reigns, this will be his fourth. He is 1-2. His lone win came back in 2012 as a member of the Shield as they defeated Ryback and Team Hell No. His losses came in 2015 to Sheamus and then last year to Baron Corbin. So, John DeConti, we'll start with you on this one.
Well, point of note, I also got a trivia question wrong as to where the first TLC match took place, too. So, TLC has not been my friend. But I will go with Roman here. I don't see any way that the head of the table slows his momentum at this point.
Ryan Joy.
Yeah, I'm a Kevin Owens guy, but I got to pick Roman.
John Smith.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Ryan. I'm a huge Kevin Owens guy, but yeah, Roman's winning this one.
Yeah, so this is the first time I think this is the first time they've fought each other since whatever that Royal Rumble was with Jericho hanging in a shark cage. I want to say 2017 because it was right after the Survivor Series where Owens and Jericho blamed Roman Reigns for the Survivor Series loss, which was hysterical. And then as you saw yesterday or last night on Raw, the show began with "Twas the Nightmare Before TLC," an absolutely beautiful rendition with The Miz, John Morrison, and AJ Styles. AJ Styles then right after that defeated Sheamus. He worked over Sheamus' leg pretty bad and got the roll-up win. And then in a ceremony to honor one of the greatest TLC competitors of all time, The Ascension. They raised the WWE title into the air. AJ Styles, The Miz, and John Morrison then jumped Drew McIntyre, allowing Styles to use all of the TLC elements to take down McIntyre, and then Cardinal Sin touched the belt. So, what do you like in this one, Brian Joy?
Yeah, Drew McIntyre for sure. I don't see any circumstance that allow Styles to win, although I shouldn't say it that boldly because Styles is formidable. So,
as mentioned last night, this will be Drew McIntyre's first TLC match, John DeConti. AJ Styles has been in one before. He's correct. He went in as WWE champion in 2016, defeated some guy named Dean Ambrose, and walked out as champion. So, what do you got on this one?
The only thing giving me a little hesitation is the fact that ratings are down, and as discussed in pre-show, Vince tends to do wacky things when ratings are down. But going back to the mortal sin of touching the belt before you own it, I'm going to go with McIntyre.
Okay, so the ratings are down. Are we blaming Drew McIntyre here?
No, but but AJ.
The guy had time and attendance as champion this whole year, so I mean you can hold that against them.
No, the title change pops ratings. I think that's what John's saying.
John Smith.
Oh, I mean the almost factor or whatever, Ermagerd or whatever his name is. That's what keeps it up in the air for me.
Does he even need a
I feel we're all going to go. We're all going to end up with Drew McIntyre, I think. But you know what? Just for that reason, I'm going with AJ Styles.
Really? Okay. So you're going to have AJ Styles on Umagad's shoulders, and he can reach the belt, you think?
Well, you remember a couple weeks ago when he just carried him off like he was Master Blaster? Yeah. And then yesterday he just grabs him by the ribs and puts him down. Like he can do whatever he wants. And it could just, be a way to show, like, to make us, really know who Ermagerd is, and and Drew McIntyre can win the title back at WrestleMania and have his WrestleMania moment, because I think that he shouldn't be walking the aisle with the title. I think he should be winning it at WrestleMania.
Ryan, did I get to you? I'm sorry, I had a brain fart right there.
Yeah, you got to me. I went first, but I'm wondering if any of these guys are going to check that box for Money in the Bank.
This is the time to do it. Like I said, you got a table, you got a ladder, you got a chair in there. You can have all the toys in the world to take out a champion in order long enough to cash in the Money in the Bank. So I don't have the cojones to do it. Anybody else?
I've already lost twice on that one, so no.
As promised, like I said, Gary Mehaffy, it's a 6-8 hour time, whatever the time difference, 5 hour time difference is. It's probably around close to 1 in the morning right now over there. He sent me his picks. He's going with Drew McIntyre as well with Roman Reigns, Randy Orton. He's got Carmella as the new champion. The New Day as the new Raw Tag Team champions, and then he's got Nia and Shayna defending as well. Like I said, Gary, I think his email got hacked or something got hacked.
When you said he sent you his picks, you were talking about his picks for the show or his pictures?
That was pecs. He was sending me his pecs.
Sent you picks.
Tyler sent me his picks as well. Tyler's going with Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton defeating The Fiend, Carmella as the new SmackDown Women's Champion, the Hurt Business winning the Raw Tag titles. He sent me his picks last night. He actually has an article coming out right after the show. Legend be told, he had to change his pick around because he had Asuka and Lana winning the Women's Tag Team Champions, but now that she's not in it. There you go. So actually, we're gonna bring. I just got a request to bring Gary's picture back up. There you go. Tempe, thank you very much for watching. Gary appreciates that as well. So going forward, we are now 15 weeks away from WrestleMania. So we're down to number 15 on my top favorite WrestleMania match countdown. Real quick run through from 20 to 16. These are the last 5 I picked. I had the Blue Blazer versus Mr. Perfect as my 20th pick from WrestleMania 5. The Miz shocking the world, beating John Cena at WrestleMania 27. Strike Force losing the tag team championships to Demolition at 4, starting Demolition's historic tag team championship reign. I laughed at Sting, and then all of a sudden he appeared. Unbelievable how that always happens to me. And last week at number 16, the triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship, where Rey Mysterio won it for Eddie. That was an absolutely phenomenal match. I know I ran out of time and we didn't get a chance to talk about it. I kind of have to go quick through this one too. This one, like I said, it's not a great match. It is an older school match, but it culminated a tournament that crowned Randy Macho Man Savage as the WWF champion, defeating 4 matches in one night. He defeated Greg the Hammer Valentine, the Natural Butch Reed, the One Man Gang, and then Ted DiBiase's pictured there. That was in the finals. Blatant cheating by Hulk Hogan as Jesse Ventura was screaming it out at the end of that match as he hit DiBiase with a chair before Savage dropped the elbow. But whatever, it goes down in the record books as a win and the new WWF champion Randy Savage. And the fun part about that show, Randy and Liz, they had matching. She had the matching cape with her dress, different color patterns every match. So that was fun. Before closing reads, I have about 2 minutes to spare on this. We have a little bit of a crazy weekend coming up. We're gonna turn off the wrestling switch real quick, and we're gonna put on fantasy football. As myself and John Smith have the unfortunate fact of meeting in the semifinals of his fantasy football league that could or could not be worth a lot of money. So we're gonna throw the teams up real quick. This is my team. This is what I'm putting out on the field. I have Patrick Mahomes, Alvin Kamara. I have my choice between Christian McCaffrey and Mike, or as I call him, Miles Davis. I got the notification before we went on air that McCaffrey is doubtful, so it looks like I'm going to go with Miles Davis again. DeAndre Hopkins, I traded my first-round pick next year for him. Stephon Diggs has been out of control for me. He's been great. Tyler Lockett and Mark Andrews and Amari Cooper going with the Bills defense on Saturday night. I went 11-3 this year, but this is what John is throwing at me right now, and his team name is Andre the Giant. Like I said, John Smith is the biggest Andre fan I know. He's got Russell Wilson, Josh Jacobs, Chris Carson, Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, Allen Robinson from the Bears, Travis Kelce, who will negate a lot of my Patrick Mahomes yards, Raheem Mostert, and then John, he's a hoarder of defenses. He likes to put a different one out there next week. He's got 4 choices on his roster right now. According to Yahoo predictions, the highest point projected are the Tennessee Titans. So it looks like he might go with them, but it might be a game time decision. So, John DeConnie, as a NFL follower, who do you like in this matchup? Oh, not that Yahoo projections mean anything. Right now, I do believe I'm favored by 8 or 9.
First of all, how many teams are in this league?
10.
Those rosters were stellar.
Okay, you can keep 2 people, and you can trade draft picks. So yeah, John and I've kind of built a little bit of a dynasty here. John's been very consistent too with his roster and his keepers and everything. So
it's close, but Al, I think I like your squad a little better.
Yeah, it's Tyler Lockett. He's questionable at DK Metcalf. Alvin Kamara has been absolutely killing me, Ryan, since Taysom Hill took over at quarterback for the Saints, and then they got the Chiefs this week, and that's not going to be fun at all.
Now, this football, do you win by battle royal rules or is it pinfall submission?
There's no disqualification. Kicking tees are allowed, though.
I mean, I like Andre the Giant as a team name.
Yeah, so John and I were kind of hoping to meet in the finals and have some fun. We met 2 years ago, John. Kind of snuck one out on you.
Al beat me by 0.74 2 years ago because I switched Nick Foles out last minute for Mitch Trubisky, and it was the game that Nick Foles had 50 points for the Eagles. It was the worst decision I've ever made, and I'm never going to live it down, and I think about it every year.
So
I've never won this league. I've been running this league for 10 years. It's the closest I've ever come, and
Will this win make it better?
We got a tall order next week.
Oh.
Yeah, we got a tall order next week. Whoever comes out of this game, it has a tall order next week. And, this is the 2 seed versus a 3 seed matchup. It's a 14 playoff out of 10. So if you make the playoffs, it says something. You have to win. You have to do well all year long. So,
yeah, you're dead
to our closing promotions. As I mentioned at the beginning of the show, we have our Jim the Anvil Neidhart giveaway. If you'd like to win this Neidhart autographed picture, courtesy of Sideline Sports and WWE memorabilia, all you have to do is go to this video on YouTube. There should be a link if you're watching on Facebook to the YouTube. Hit the subscribe button, RKO that notification bell, and make a comment on this video with the hashtag EWPAnvil. We'll be announcing the winner at 200 subscribers, so make sure you stay tuned for when we are announcing the winner. The Primetime Rundown, powered by StreamYard with Joey Jarzenka, Ian Schreier, and Rob DeLuca, is now airing at 6 p.m. on Friday nights. Make sure you tune in to them if you like your sports non-scripted. I know I tune every week, in and every week. We don't necessarily always talk about fantasy football, but I try to get some inside information. I will definitely be joining in to try to get some last-minute scoops in for my fantasy playoff matchup against Andre the Giant. And then tomorrow night, the Primetime Rundown interview series will be welcoming Detroit Red Wings television broadcaster Ken Daniels. For more information, please go to the Eastern Observer. Oh, let me get that banner down there. TheEasternObserver.com. Again, that is tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Ken Daniels of the Detroit Red Wings. Make sure you tune in to the Daily Wrestling News Show every Monday through Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Get your morning cup of joy in with Ryan and a slew of co-host guests. He has a different one every day of the week. Ryan, anything that you want to say?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We try to run through the wrestling news as quickly as we can. We have some fun along the way. We play trivia. That's where you heard John DeConnie allude to his losses, Al alluding to his victories. But we just try to have fun, and we try to get through the wrestling news of the day, and make sure everybody's up to date on what's going on. Yeah,
barring a snowstorm coming to my way in Jersey, our way in Jersey tomorrow, I will be on with Ryan tomorrow morning. And then Ryan has the Body Slam Brigade newsletter. The Body Slam Brigade newsletter. Make sure you go to minutestobelltime.com. Do I have a graphic for this, Ryan? I don't know where.
I don't know if you do. I do.
Yeah.
But
Make sure you sign up at minutestobelltime.com for the Bias End Brigade. It's a great read every week. It comes out at noon every Friday. It's a great, sit down when you're relaxing yourself for about 15 minutes. Ryan gives you everything that's on his mind. Ryan does have a book coming out. Please order Ryan's new book, The Wins and Losses. It is the entire year of 2020 in one book. From what he said, I don't know if it was this morning or the other morning, over 1,000 pages of numbers and statistics. If that's up your alley, that's completely up my alley. Your pre-order right now is $10. It's only available until January 2nd, if I remember correctly.
Yep, that's right.
All right, and then as always, who doesn't love free cake? Oh, get that graphic out of there. The Black Cats NYC, their new album Free Cake, is now available on Spotify, Pandora, YouTube Music, SoundCloud, Apple Music, all of the music outlets that you love to listen to. You can now get the Black Cats NYC's new album Free Cake. So please make sure you get that. That will do it for us today. We don't like no scrubs. Scrubs, the guy can't get no love from me. Anything that you guys want to say, Ryan, before we get out of here?
Great show as always. A lot of fun.
All right, John DeConnie.
Likewise.
All right, John Smith. Good luck to you on Sunday, pal. Sure I'll be seeing you.
You're freaking dead to me, and you're not going to hear from me until Monday morning or Monday night.
Well, you said it today. Our game will be over by the time TLC starts. Like I said, all of our guys are going before.
Yeah, so you're not going to hear from me until TLC starts. How about that?
There we go. All right, that'll do it for us. Alexa Bliss, we love you. Tegan Knox, please get well soon. We miss you so much. Also, I'd like to put out a missing, I think they might be starting this up now, a missing persons report. Anyone has seen this man, please let us know. We miss him. God knows where the hell he is. It's been way too long. I believe his name is Andrade. He replies to El Idolo and Cien. So if anyone knows where Andrade Almas is, please let us know. We miss him. Oh, gotta get that off the screen. Thank you very much for watching. Go get Impact. They own the night tonight. Kenny Omega, John DeConnie taking home.
Thanks for joining us. And as always, we wish you the best in all your future endeavors.
There will be no survivor.